I was 10.5 shots. It hasn't been that long. I should go lay down. And then I walked into the old girl's room and I literally was just like, I'm going to lay down. Nope, I'm going to go throw up. Like, as soon as I hit the bed, I just bounced back up. And I remember grabbing the front of the toilet, and then that's it.
This is a show called So How About This?
So how about this?
My name is Allan Dempsey, and this guy's name...
Rafiq Sheen.
And our special guest...
James Bailey.
All right, go. You were talking about something.
So yeah, I was in Wisconsin, and it was like a Monday or some random weekday. I got off of work early. A bunch of my friends either got off early with me or didn't have to work, and we were sitting at the bar drinking, and I was like, hey, let's all go back to my apartment and go hang out by my pool. It's so nice outside. And so we did. There was 8 or 9 of us. And I mixed 2 great big pictures of vodka and pineapple juice. And I didn't realize it. I'm just sitting there slamming them. I'm out in the sun getting fucking drunk. And we're all sitting around the pool. And all of a sudden, one of my friends looked at me and goes, you all right, man? You look kind of drunk. I'm a little buzzed.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah. And then I just stood up, grabbed some of my stuff. I grabbed a couple of towels and my keys and just walked away. And everybody's
like Bigfoot.
And everybody was like, oh, I guess we're all going back to the apartment now. So all my friends grabbed the rest, because I left so much stuff at the pool. They grab it, they bring it up to my apartment, and I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden I just got up out of the living room. Again, didn't say anything, went in the bathroom, started puking. They're knocking on the door. They're like, are you okay? And they're like, oh, go away.
See, you say Bigfoot. I'm picturing Shane in my head. There's a little
Goodbye, James. Goodbye, James. Are you going to come back, James?
There's all kinds of jam. I just, nope, I got to go back to my apartment.
Shane. I hated that movie.
So this is.
I never saw that movie.
I don't.
So this is selling out people I used to work with, but fuck it, I don't work with them anymore. So,
right.
The first time I ever came to this apartment that we're in right the fuck now, right, was for a house party by this guy named D-Lo, right? We're in here.
D-Lo sounds like a reputable man.
Go to my apartment party, son.
Yeah, very much so.
Tell him D-Lo sent you.
Spelled with a D and a dash.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in the hood. I don't trust D-Los.
No.
So we're getting drunk up here. We go outside and we start playing Toast You Should Never Make in the pool, taking shots. So
what is Toast You Should Never Make?
So it's a drinking game where everyone goes around and you do a toast that you should never make.
To dead babies.
Right, to dead babies. Here's the Adolf Hitler.
This is a real...
Thank God she had that miscarriage.
Right.
What I really like about this game is that at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what the other person says.
Right.
It's not a drinking game.
No, it's just let's just drink.
It's just a bunch of people drinking a lot fast.
And saying horrible things.
Well, so
let's have an excuse to be shithead.
Well, so the only rule for the game is whoever had the funniest line had to take 2 shots for every person there.
Oh, well, that's not...
So,
how was that a win? Oh, I won! I get to take 2
when
now.
You win in drinking games, you give drinks to other people to watch it, then get fucked up.
Exactly.
So...
This is a terrible game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go back to your friends and tell them they don't know how to drink right.
This is worse than that game on Family Guy. Let's play drink. How do you play drink? Take a drink. You win. Take another drink.
So we're getting shit-faced hammered outside. We come back inside because Wendy and this girl she was trying to hook up with at the time, right?
Let's focus more on that. Wendy...
she was this...
Subscriber, slowly.
She was... Let me unzip my pants while you tell the story real quick.
I'm so lonely.
Did
she have a childhood friend named Peter? Pal around with in the sky.
No, but Wendy...
Pal around. What am I, 80?
So fine leader right now. So palling around with Peter.
So she makes the excuse that she's gonna throw up. So her and the girl go into the bathroom because she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna throw up." right? She's taking care of her. I think she actually did throw up, but
Wendy's throwing up.
yeah.
I'm shocked that the little white girl named Wendy
The
couldn't hold her
Hispanic
verse.
girl.
Oh, okay.
So I'm saying all this because we're still at the pool drinking, and like 45 minutes later, we're like, they never came back. Is she okay? And we go in here, and we can hear the shower running, and we're looking for Wendy, and we're looking for the other girl, and we're like, where are they? What? Oh. And kind of like the chain moment for Bailey. We start knocking on the door, going like, Wendy, are you okay in there? Wendy, come back to us. Wendy, we're all gonna go get McDonald's. Right? And she comes back with the greatest line ever of, shut the fuck up, I'm getting laid right now. Go get McDonald's, get me chicken nuggets, and that's it.
It was the two girls. They were going at it. Yeah,
and we're just like, and I'm fucking hammered. I'm looking at D'Lo. I'm just like, bravo. Not only did she inform us of what's going on, she clearly placed an order for chicken nuggets, and she's getting laid.
She's a multitasker.
Yeah.
She is a multitasker.
She's won the night.
I got a mouthful of pussy. I'm gonna want nuggets later. Get the fuck out of here.
Nothing goes with pussy.
Right.
Like chicken nuggets.
Dude,
this portion of the podcast sponsored by McDonald's. You too can buy.
Please sponsor us, McDonald's. Anybody. Throw us $1.
I really was like so sure I was gonna have this awesome threesome with these two chicks. I met at it was my house party. One of my friends of a friend brought them, and like I was talking to them in the living room, and they're two cute little girls, and they're like, "Oh, well, we're on ecstasy," and everybody else is drunk. So I'm like, well, if you want to go like in my room,
well, my penis works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, well, if you want to go, I was drunk too. I was like, if you want to go in my room and like listen to the radio and techno, y'all can do that. And they're like, oh, do you want to come with us? And I was like, yes. Like we went in there and like we're all getting like 3 of us are getting kind of cozy. One of them had never been with a dude before. The other one was very bi and very much talking the virgin into this. And I'm like, it was one of those moments of your life where you just realize, but you realize, shut the fuck up and let this happen.
Yeah.
Like I started kick game, and then when I saw what the other girl was doing, like my dick just was like, no, shh. She's got this. Just chill. Like somebody busted my, but like back in the day, like, hey man, we need you to make a beer run. No, I was like,
yeah.
So they were like, oh yeah. Well, they said let's go, we'll drive. So I was like, fine, whatever. And we jumped in the car. Now wait. This is how much the bisexual girl was about this. We start driving. All of the alcohol that I drank hit me. I ended up leaning out the car door puking. She tries to use her fake ID, and it ended up working. So, like, they got beer to the party. But, like, we get back to the house. I shoot up 3 flights of stairs, go and lay down in my room, like, just like, oh, like, in my head, I'm like, you fucking idiot. You started puking. You fucked this up. I got, like, a hand on the floor so it doesn't spin. Right. And I hear, like, a knock on my door. And before I can say anything, it was the bisexual girl. And she's like, hey. We were talking about taking a shower. You still down for that? And I don't know how, but I shot straight up onto my feet. I was like, yeah, not a problem. Grab some towels. Like,
you're like, excuse me.
Let me gargle. Right. And I will be right with you.
Yeah, I hit some Listerine, grabbed some towels. They're all like I still have a house full of people. I still have like 30, 40 people getting drunk in my house.
Yeah.
But like, they see one girl go in the bathroom. They see one girl go in the bathroom. They see, roommates, like, they were entertaining. The other girl goes in the bathroom, and then, like, I knock on the door, and one of the people is like, yo, them 2 lesbians are in there. And I was like, yeah, I know. The door opens, the girl sees me, she pulls me in, I just hear, oh, shit!
You just smile at me.
As I get pulled into heaven, like, all right, guys, see you later, bye.
Dude, my first threesome story is much sadder than that.
No threesome story should ever be described as sad.
But here's the thing, right? So I had a moment where I may have hit the male fantasy, right?
Did you just hear my shower story, man?
That was really good.
Yeah, thank you.
What's the all right?
So, 2 sisters, right?
You lost me.
I'm out.
Let me finish, right?
Blood or step? Blood or step?
Let me finish.
Right. Or like sisters.
Sisters.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think you were talking about blood.
No,
yeah, that's what I was like.
No, with the A.
Okay. Well, you didn't say it that way. You got to decode it for the white dude in the room,
Fine.
man.
Yeah.
So
You're very eloquent. Put it up.
Thanks.
Put it up a little bit.
So they invite me out to this party, and we're all drinking and everything like that, right? And I'm sitting there, and I am hammered out of my mind, right? And these women are like gorgeous. You know me. When I use the 1 to 10 scale, I'm usually like, you're a 4, you're a 5. Like,
but I'm Rafiq, so I'll still fuck you.
Right? Yeah, probably. Right? Well, because like that's the average out of every.
4 is average. How does that work?
Hey, you can drink a 2 to a 10, man. So.
Yeah,
I know.
No, but like,
don't we all know?
I'm talking like everybody on Earth. The statistical average is like 5.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So like
maybe in your circles, I'll go.
Okay.
Shit.
And let me clarify for everybody at home, those are also mostly my circles. Occasionally
Maybe
I can slip
worse.
into like the realm of the 7s.
Right. So when I say that these women are like legit like 8s, you know I'm not bullshitting on that, right? So they invite me after we've all been drinking back to their room, and I'm like, yes, right? And I'm sitting there, and I'm watching these 2 gorgeous women make out with each other, and I'm like, oh, I'm taking off my shirt, I'm taking off my pants, and then I black the fuck out.
Oh no!
I wake up the next morning.
A year later, you had a baby.
A year? God damn, what kind of gestation period is that?
I wake up the next morning, I'm naked, right? They're naked, on the bed, cuddling with each other. I'm naked in a chair.
Oh no.
But here's the thing,
You got drunk and just
my
jacked up and watched them.
No, my hands are still clasped around the pants.
You never even got involved.
Well, here's the thing, right?
Saw it all happening and fainted.
So when I go outside, like this other dude who was there at the party with like his girlfriend, like had also crashed at their place, and he goes like, "Man, you 3 were really loud last night, right?" But here's the thing: when I don't remember any of it, and all I can remember was my hands around my pants. So my brain goes, "Did we get laid, and you were trying to pull your pants up to leave?" Or did you not get laid because you passed out before anything actually happened?
It doesn't count either way.
Right.
Because if you don't have the experience, who cares?
Yeah, I guess. Well, okay. So you're saying if you don't have the memory of it, it doesn't count.
Yeah, I robbed a bank, but I don't remember any of it. Well, okay.
Yeah, okay, but I don't think a judge is going to be like...
Bro, I don't remember. I was so drunk. Like, how did I even pull it off successfully? You guys told me like 2 weeks later. That's not you.
Like that.
Dude, I had to pass up on what would have been the greatest sexual night of my life, probably. Because, like, my girlfriend and my roommate's girlfriend are sitting at, like, our apartment. He takes me down to the liquor store. And he's like, all right, you go in. I was like 22 at the time. I was fit. Most of these stories happen when I was fit, not how I look now. For anybody listening and they see me, they're like, this guy's full of shit. No, when I was very fit and very thin, I almost got laid a lot.
So when somebody...
I almost had so much pussy. I almost fucked so many hot bitches. It was crazy.
But then I fucked it up so many times. No, like, we go to the liquor store and I'm standing in line and I have like 2 cases of beer. Because, like, the 4 of us were just like, we're getting fucking hammered tonight. We're going to sit at the house and watch movies. Like, oh, we're all friends. Yay. And as I'm standing, like, as I walk up to the line, there's like 10 or 12 girls. They're all fucking dressed in skimpy little dresses, like short skirts, no bras for half of them. And there's one dude. It's 12 girls and one dude. And when we pulled up...
That's a Girls Gone Wild video.
Me and my roommate saw, like, a party bus outside. And we're like, whoa. I was like, why is there a coach bus outside? And then, like, as I'm like, oh, all these bitches must be on that coach bus. There's literally one guy with them. I'm in, like, jeans.
the driver.
Yeah. No, he was a young...
He was
like,
the cameraman.
They were all... I was, like, 22. They were all, like, around 21, 22. Like, and the dude's, like, dressed up nice. Or the girls are dressed up nice. And I walk up. And then one girl's like, oh, my God, is that for us? And I, like... hold them up here, and I'm like, no, going back to my apartment with all this. I'm just like looking at
I'm gonna sit alone.
Yeah. Like, I'm just looking at all these hot women, like, dumb words are coming out of my mouth, and they're like, you should come on the bus with us. And I was like, what? And this one girl's like, it's my birthday. And they're already, like, visibly drunk. Like, the soberest one has a heavy buzz. And the dude's like, yo, yeah, bro, come on the bus.
Yeah, so
and I'm like, why is the guy inviting me on too? And the girls are like, oh, come on. And I'm like,
we're not cannibals. Don't worry about it.
There's still like the hold on, I was like, there's the one part of me that's like, don't tell him you have a girlfriend. But the other part of me is like, dude, your girlfriend is sitting at your house waiting for you to come back with this beer.
Hey, baby, you'll never guess what happened.
But like, so I'm just sitting there looking at these girls like, no, I really can't. You know, like my roommate's outside. I'm going back to the house. I kept saying we have friends at the house, and they're like, the girl's like, no, come on, it's my birthday. We're going to Ybor, blah 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 blah. This was in like Clearwater, and yeah, this was down here. I was like, yeah, I was 22 down here. And the dude literally leans into me, like grabs me by the back of my neck, and it wasn't like aggressive; it was like pleading. And he goes, "Bro, seriously, come on the bus. It's these girls and me, bro." And
that almost sounds like he was terrified. Like he wasn't happy. He was like, "I need help."
Yeah, there's only so much pussy I can do.
Yeah.
Even if most of these bitches get drunk, there's still gonna be 4 or 5 girls looking for. And there's only one of me. Like that's literally like I saw it in his eyes, and I'm sitting there, and I'm in jeans and a t-shirt. They're all dressed up, and I was like, I tried using that excuse. I'm like, oh, I'm not dressed for it. They're like, we don't care. We paid for everything already. And he's like, dude, there's so much booze on the bus. And I'm like, why? The one time in my life I have a girlfriend. Why? And I go back out. They all leave in front of me, and they
fuck you, committed.
So like all the girls go out, and like I'm paying for my beer, and the guy behind the counter is disappointed in me. And like he's looking at me.
He's like, you've let us all down.
He's like, dude, seriously? And I'm like, and I wait for the girls to walk outside. I tell him, I'm like, dude, my roommate's outside, both of our girlfriends at the house. He's like, how long you been with this girl? I'm like, month and a half. He's like, you're a fucking idiot. I get the beer, I go outside, my roommate's like, dude, did you see all those fucking girls? And I just look at him like, dude, shut the fuck. He's like, no, bro, we should go get on that bus with him. I'm like, and I snap, I'm like, bitch, they invited me, but Mindy and Michelle are back at the house. He's like, dude, go get on the bus. I'll make up an excuse. I'm like, what fucking excuse? I lost James on the way home from the store. Like,
we both walked to the. I don't know how it happened. He was there 1 second, and then I lost him. I just lost him.
And I just came back to the house with the beer anyway. Like, yeah, fuck it. He'll find his way home. Like, dude, there's no excuse.
You smell like so many different pussies.
Like, I've waited my whole life for that opportunity to bring itself around for that magical party bus of pussy and free booze.
It's like the end of Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, if I could go back in time, I would like be waiting for me. Like as soon as I walked in the store, like
Bill and Ted.
Future me would grab past me and be like, she's not worth it. She breaks up with you in a month over some bullshit. Fucking go tonight. Like,
I like the idea of like future James Bailey coming back from the past, not to be like your lotto numbers, but like,
or not to kill Hitler, not to stop Attila the Hun. Just I'm going to help my past self get laid.
No, not just laid, epically laid and free. Dude, they all had bottles, and they're like, "There's booze on the bus. We have these bottles. Don't worry about it." And I was sitting there with like 2 cases of Corona, and I'm just looking at them like, "This, yeah, bring your beer. Come on, leave it. Who cares? We have booze." And I'm just like,
dude, I'm just picturing the scene from this movie as you see James getting in the car, and then you see future James running out.
Oh God, I was too late. I could only use the time travel machine once.
Just pull out my future gun and kill my. Oh, I fucked it all up. Boom.
Like not even like that doesn't even interact with you. Future you's just slapping the side of the bus. It's like, oh hey, buddy.
Like, I'm here. I look older and I'm much chubbier, but I'm still here.
Yeah, the lighting of the store is weird, man. Like,
it took away 18 years and added 20 pounds.
Have you ever been in those situations where you're like, you're certain there's something happening, but then nothing's happening, and now you're just confused?
Oh yeah,
like I'm at a bar. We were at the Reservoir one time, and this beautiful, tall, like volleyball playing bitch.
Yeah,
she was like partying, having a good time. She looked at me. I said like a word to her, and she was like, "I like your face," and bought me a drink. And I was like, "Okay, I guess she's interested in me." So, but I wasn't sure. But I was like, "Well, she bought me a drink," so I go over there and start talking to her, and she was kind enough, but it was clear she had no interest in me.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what just happened. Why do I have this?
Dudes. I will never. I mean. I'll buy it. I've bought a girl a drink before, like, with not being like, oh, I'm definitely gonna fuck.
Right.
But I've never just looked at her and been like, God damn, you are beautiful. Drink? Yeah, no, I'm not just gonna buy. No, like, I know you or I want to know you. Like, there's
Right.
I'm very.
She
bored.
literally just said, "This guy's cool. Give him booze," and then that was all she wanted out of that interaction.
Dude,
And it was baffling.
Dude,
I was like, I don't really know what I'm. Okay, nice to meet you, and I guess I'm done now. I'll enjoy my free drink.
So I had an interaction kind of like that with one of the servers at work, right? Where like we come up, I'm just standing there. She comes up and talks to me. She's like, "Oh yeah, you know, like I want to say thank you to this guy who used to work there because he threw out this creep the other night. Do you know where he's at right now? Yada yada yada." So we get to talking, and she goes like, "Oh man, like you're super funny. Like it's great talking to you. You know, blah blah blah." She's like, "Oh, like you should call me sometime, whatever." And I'm like, "Oh, cool. I don't date women from work, but it's super cool that, you know, this woman is into me." And then she's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, like, have I shown you a photo of like my husband and my kid?" And my brain goes like, "Why would you give me your phone number if you got like
Short circuit.
Does not compute.
Right,
Does not compute.
And then, like, she starts scrolling through her phone. She's like, "This is us at Busch Gardens, and this is us at..." And I'm just like, "Oh, this is adorable. But why the fuck would you give me your nut?" Like,
Dude, I was a kitchen cook at Chili's. Fuck. I was like 18, 19. I was a kitchen cook. And this one hostess, same thing. Like, she would like, every shift, she'd stick her head in the kitchen and be like, "Bye, Jay, bye." And, like, she'd always come say hi to me at the beginning of her shifts, and we'd always talk and stuff. And then, like, one day after a shift, I was like, "Hey, you want to, like, hang out sometime and get, like, some dinner or something?" She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend." I'm like, "Well, what the fuck?"
well,
Like,
it's weird
like,
because men have, like, our wavelengths when it comes to that are like, "We had an interaction. We're gonna get laid, buddy." Like,
you gotta understand, like, in the restaurant industry, like front of house and back of house, when, like, you don't go out of your way.
yeah.
Because it wasn't like we had a long history together. Like, after her, like, first day there, she started going out of her way to come say, like, goodbye to me and shit.
It's not like she was saying goodbye to the whole kitchen.
Yeah, no, like,
Yeah.
she would come back
Directed
there.
at you.
Yeah, and, like, she'd walk around other people and, like, not even, like, "Oh, excuse me. Bye, Jay. See you tomorrow. Okay, what do you, like..."
But
and
like
we're just
that's the thing though. Is like to her, she's like, "We're friends, we're buddies, we're comrades," you know. Like, whereas for guys, we're like, "So you're talking to me, huh?"
my penis is interest. Please continue.
I was such a shy weirdo. I missed. Looking back now, I'm the exact opposite dude. Now I'm like, I'm 40, I'm old. I kind of like you. Would you ever be interested in seeing me naked? No? Cool. Let's keep talking. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
I just don't care anymore. But I look back at, like, moments, I could have fucked that girl. Like, you know, I probably could. Like, I just keep seeing these. There were several occasions where I could have fucked several women.
Yeah, I used to be fat when I was in, like, high school. Like, I was always, like, the chubby friend. Like, girls would flirt with me, but, like, it never usually went past flirting. So I was just, like, the chubby, sweet friend who could crack a joke. And then, like, when I moved to Florida and I turned 18, I literally lost, like, 30-some pounds in a couple of months. Just, like, last growth spurt plus, like, the temperature change. And, like, so all of a sudden I was attractive. Women were coming at me, like, in droves. And I had to handle it. And, like, so even a lot of times when I got laid, it was just super awkward. Like, the whole conversation up until the entry was just, like, me being weird and her being like, all right, he's cute.
You're almost about, like, you're about to talk yourself out of this.
Yeah.
Just
like,
stop.
if he doesn't say anything too stupid. But, like, yeah, I look back and I'm like, fuck, man. Like, there's so many opportunities where, like, I just missed because I wasn't smart. I was so insecure, and then I got really heavy. But, like, I kept a little bit of the confidence from when I was skinny, and so then I became that fat guy that was just like, hey, maybe calm that shit down a little bit. Like, what are you talking about? Let me just rub my dick on you. Like, that's funny, right? No.
That's funny, right?
That is comedians to a T. It's like, "Hey man, this will be hilarious when I slap you on the face with my dick, right?" Like, this is.
Don't you
get it?
Like,
I know you weren't expecting it and you were texting your mom, but this was funny, right?
oh yeah, that's Louis.
You don't get the layers of humor behind what I'm doing here.
That's Louis C.K.'s new argument. I was just working on a new 60 Minutes.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like,
Well, we're at 25 minutes. We're going to go to our running segment. It's called What's Making You Miserable This Week, Rafiq?
So,
By the way, it never takes him any time to access something that's making him miserable that week.
Cool, so he's a human adult. While you talk about this, I'm getting more alcohol because
you are
that's
also
how
a
I
human
settle with
adult.
miserable.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I'm going to go with movie reboots.
Okay. Now, this is interesting to me because this is a 20-year-old problem. I don't understand why now movie reboots are making
don't get me
miserable.
wrong. It's always making me miserable.
Okay.
But I was reading online that somebody was saying that they need to remake Bad Boys at 1 and 2, right?
Do that, though?
Exactly. It's
Well,
like,
all right, now what? I gotta back up now. I gotta. I'm gonna get out my scalpel. I'm gonna dig a little bit. Mixed metaphors. Well, okay, so you saw a guy online say this. It's not like
I saw like
It's not like Kevin Smith is pitching it.
right.
I saw it's a reputable journalistic source when it comes to like movies reviews and things like that.
Okay.
You know, and it's one of those things where it's like the article was really clickbaity.
Sure.
You know, it was one of those like, have we done or have we not done the right reboots? Right,
Okay.
was the whole premise of the thing. And then the guy goes through his argument and he goes, oh, you know.
I really hope it wasn't phrased that way because that's the worst headline I've ever heard.
I mean,
Have we not done the right reboots? I'm staring at that headline for 5 minutes going, I don't even know what they're trying to ask me right now.
And so again, it's very one of those like clickbaity things because it's like here's a title that's like I'm terribly butchering it because I can't remember it specifically.
Okay, but the article is arguing that here are things that they should have
Right.
rebooted.
And so they're talking about like the new Terminator movie coming out, and they're talking about like rebooting that franchise, and then they go like we should have rebooted Bad Boys, blah 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 blah. We should have made it like we should make it again, but make it more of like a comedy film. And it's like the whole time I'm reading this article, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Right? Like, are you just getting paid by the word in order to write this?
Well, first of all, yes.
Right?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
You clicked on it, so you're part of the problem.
Yeah, all right, fair.
You should have looked at that and just went no. And kept scrolling. Like,
Yeah.
no.
I have a lot of reactions. I want to probe.
It's a fucking cash. Share them.
So, first of all, we have used the word reboot now to the point where it doesn't even mean anything anymore. Meaning,
It definitely doesn't mean what it means.
right. You know, the new Independence Day, people said it wasn't a soft reboot. It was a fucking sequel. The characters are it's the same characters
Doing the same
who are
thing,
25 years older. The Earth, I've never seen it, but what I understand of it, the Earth was affected by what happened 25 years ago. They integrated the alien technology. The aliens are back, but now we are more prepared for them. That's called a sequel.
Yeah.
Why would you ever use the word reboot? You know what's a reboot?
He said eloquently.
Ghostbusters 2016 was a reboot. The first movie never happened. It's a terrible dog shit movie.
I never even saw it. The reviews I read and just the previews and the fucking I don't like Melissa McCarthy. I love Kristen Wiig. Love Kate McKinnon. Cannot stand fucking Melissa McCarthy or fucking Leslie Jones.
Really? You don't like Jones?
No, dude. Alright.
I'll say this.
It must be because you're racist.
First of all, I'm light skinned, but I'm half black.
Okay.
So stop that, white boy.
Yeah, didn't you know he's the yang to my yin?
Do you guys make one full, two separate? I don't know. I don't have the sci-fi on it yet.
if we fusion, we get one white guy and one black guy.
Got
The
it.
reason I don't like Leslie Jones is because she plays up to a lot of loud black woman stereotypes.
Oh yeah, no.
But then, and this is gonna fucking sound weird, but I have Milo Yiannopoulos' side on their Twitter war. Because he gave a bad review of the movie, stated as much of her playing into previous stereotypes, and that's pretty much what she did during the movie. She attacked him. His followers started talking, like, he didn't send anybody after her.
Mm-hmm.
His followers just stuck up for him, like, and then she started calling his followers like crackers, And then some of his followers did go too far and were calling her a monkey and gorilla face, and that was like, but he got in trouble. He never made the call to arms. You can't play stereotypes, play up to stereotypes, and then when somebody's like, all you're doing is playing a stereotype, going, you're fucking racist. Like, no, they're not. They're stating a fact that you don't like about yourself.
Yeah.
What I got from everything you just said is that you're racist against lesbians.
Yeah.
Specifically against lesbians.
Yeah, just lesbians. But in terms of reboots, as dog shit as that movie is, it's a reboot. The original movie never happened. This is the first people who have ever called themselves the Ghostbusters. That's a reboot. Jurassic World is not a reboot.
It's a sequel.
It's directly a sequel.
The new Star Wars movies, The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, I would call those soft reboots because they had so much of the original in not only in like Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, but they also introduced you to a new young Jedi coming to terms with their powers. A new person who's trying to find their heroism.
Isn't that just the same storyline 40 years later?
That's why I call it a soft reboot.
I would call that a goddamn sequel.
No,
I would call it Part 7.
Because look what they did.
Yeah,
look what they did in the first one in Force Awakens is they had the Death Star, but it was much bigger because this time it's a planet.
Yeah,
you had the person discovering that they were a Jedi, but this time they had a different personality.
I wouldn't call that a soft reboot. I would call that a shitty sequel.
Okay, shut your fucking dirty whore mouth.
That retreads all the same ground that we've already seen.
Yeah, it's a soft because it's giving the people like me and you who grew up with that shit. It's reminding us of what made us fall in love with the original, while helping the new younger generation see what made us fall in love with it, and giving them that, but on a much grander scale.
Sure.
I
do agree that movie was designed just to reset everything.
Right, and
to kind of recalibrate. This is where we are now.
And The Last Jedi, but The Last Jedi still even touches on so many facts of the original trilogy. I refuse to recognize the prequels. I've watched most of Phantom Menace, or not Phantom Menace, Clone
we were
Wars.
getting into this the other night and
dude, we got I'm like screaming Star Wars facts at him. Like, no, because fucking Luke, and like
you could hear all the vaginas slapping shut across the.
Girls were walking out like, "Hey, you guys didn't." Never mind.
There's a woman in a county over, like hand her ear, going like, no,
nerd senses tingling.
Never gonna fuck either of them.
Like some dude didn't get laid because she's like, oh, two nerds are arguing against Star Wars.
Right.
Listen, honey, there's nothing nerdy about Star Wars. Wait, why are you going to bed? No!
Some dude was in the process of getting laid.
There was some guy on the other side of the bar was like, but I've never seen it. Don't go away.
She's like, I'm sorry, their nerdiness has dragged me up entirely too much. Like, it's gonna be weeks before I can get away.
My ovaries have reabsorbed back into like.
I want to take it one step further and be like, there was some gay guy out there who was like, no. It's like, this isn't even about gender. This is just, no. It's not you.
Someone's dick tonight. Nope.
It's just about attractiveness. Yeah, and we were just stepping down. We could have been both in fit with like hundreds of dollars hanging out of our fucking lives. No, I will.
It's like, by the way, did I mention that I discovered the cure for cancer? Anyway, where are you going?
As we were saying.
So Rafiq, you're not happy with the reboots. You don't want them anymore. What's the story?
So I don't want them anymore. I've always said this. My problem is don't tell me a story I already know. Right? Don't go, oh, by the way, you remember how you liked Star Wars? You remember how you liked Spider-Man? Here's Spider-Man! And I go...
How do you feel about,
We needed that Spider-Man reboot, though. Andrew Garfield.
See, but here's the thing.
Dude, we're about to drive a lot of... It
was already an unnecessary reboot that you had to re-reboot.
Right.
Well, it's because the Spider-Man 3 was not good. I love Venom, and they fucked up the greatest
Oh my god, I watched that again. I hadn't seen it since the theater.
Yeah.
I watched it again recently. It is a great movie up until Venom meets Sandman in an alley. First of all, that moment alone is like, how did they get there? How did you know how to find him? And then the conversation he's having is like, Spider-Man will leave you alone, but Spider-Man was already leaving him alone because he thought he was dead. Like, that moment on, the movie just crumbles. You got fucked up face Green Goblin, who's like immediately forget his butler, who has said nothing for 2 movies, just emerges from the shadows and goes, "I don't think Spider-Man killed your dad. Okay, bye." And then goes back in the shadows. And then
by the way, wasn't he your best friend?
not only does he instantly forgive him, but like super forgives him. "I'm on your side, buddy. Let's go fight him together. We're pals
exactly.
now."
Enough for when there's a final climactic battle, he joins in.
Oh, and by the way, he's been a trust fund baby for the first 2 movies, but he finds a glider and now he's an expert fucking combat.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? How can you just? It's not in your blood. Your dad invented that when you were like 15.
Spider-Man is standing with Sandman, and Sandman's basically saying, "I didn't mean to kill your dad. I feel bad about it." And Spider-Man goes, "Okay, I guess I forgive you. Go continue to be a villain." And then drops 2 levels down while his friend dies. Like, you know what? That whole time you were having that conversation up there, you could have been saving your friend's life.
You made Sandman the most fucking sympathetic character in the whole goddamn movie, like 2 minutes in, because he's a criminal, but he's doing it for his fucking child, and he just wants to be a good dad, and it's like, I automatically like you more than anybody else in this movie. And you're the
and don't forget the dance scene. Let's not.
I will defend that dance scene until my dying day. When's the last time you saw that movie?
It's been a minute. It's
been
a minute.
He's
walking. It's been since the first time I saw that movie.
He's walking down the street. He's got his goth look going on because he's being possessed by the black suit.
Yeah, he's all hopping around.
Hold on. He's walking down the street. Women are responding to him because he's dark and mysterious, and he's kind of shocked by it. He's like, "Hey, what's going on? I don't, So then he starts to embrace it. Then he starts walking down the street doing a Saturday Night Fever thing, and every woman is like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy?" The movie is telling you his behavior is stupid because he's a nerd, and his version of being cool is walking down the street. And just take that into the next scene. His version of being cool is having a big dance routine in the middle of a bar. Because he's a fucking dork.
Okay.
But he still gets laid. Which actually, that's a really good point. I thought of it like that. But he still bangs the fucking hot chick that he's dancing with in front of Mary Jane, doesn't he?
Because he... the only reason he did all that was just to make Mary Jane jealous.
And the chick...
Gwen Stacy gets all teary-eyed and runs out.
That's right.
He ends up back... That's another thing. He had gone so dark, he ends up backhanding Mary Jane, sends her flying across the bar. She looks at him and goes, "Who are you?" He goes, "I don't know." Then, the next time they see each other, they're cool again.
I don't remember him doing that. Well, I gotta watch it again. I don't want to, but now I gotta watch it again.
Well, I just saw it. And the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, this is great. Why do people hate this? And then there's a moment where Venom meets Sandman in an alley. That moment doesn't make any sense, and then the rest of the movie just collapses.
So I will say this, because when I look at a reboot, I go, if you want to do something like they've been doing with Spider-Man recently, like Far From Home and all that, where they go, here is Spider-Man, right? We don't need to tell you the origin story. Right. You get it. You know.
He even... In the first one, he even says, "There was someone who told me something." He doesn't even say, "With great power comes..."
Right.
He says, someone important to me once told me something.
Right.
And oh, thank God, he didn't have to say it again.
And
so great.
Because I go, that is a new story, that is a new thing. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen Strange was the last origin story that we're getting. Everything... from what I've read, everything from Marvel now is just going to be no, you know who this character...
Captain Marvel was a backward origin story. You kind of learned her origin at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And
all right, I'll give you that.
You're also forgetting, though, that, the current... not season 4. Phase 4, right, that they're doing. When you look at how the schedule is built out... It's basically somebody went by the way, Disney bought everything, and someone went, fuck, and flipped the table that had all the papers on it, and they're like, we gotta start this shit all over again. TV show, movie.
How does that relate to Disney? Disney bought them in 2011 when Avengers came out.
No, I'm talking about
Disney started by MC, but I think what he's saying is that now that they own every Marvel property,
where they now the X-Men, they now
because here's what Sony from Fox, they have every Marvel entity that's out there right now is now sole property of Disney, and they decide who gets what.
Well, here's what I noticed. They're ending the next phase with Fantastic Four. So who's going to be the next villain? Galactus.
Or
Thanos was the villain for phases 1 through 3. Galactus is going to be 4+.
Which means
By
we
the
can
way-
get a Surfer movie. Possibly.
And we might even be able to save the Human Torch, which would be nice.
By the way, did you notice there's going to be a What If? I guess it's a show.
Yeah.
How do you do that? I'm so, my imagination is on fire.
Dude, you have
Do you
so many-
call Robert Downey Jr. and say, I need you for one episode of the What If?
Absolutely.
Is that what they're going to do?
Maybe.
You have so many alternate universes in the MCU.
But I'm thinking in terms of the logistics of creating a television show.
You don't even have to do Robert Downey Jr. though. You can
just
just
have-
be like, what if, and just be like, hey, here's character actor Kevin Spacey.
No.
I get it. No, I get it. I'm just saying, like,
Matthew McConaughey, man, come on.
no, I just go like,
Kentucky Spider-Man.
I
All right, I'm gonna kick your ass, Thanos.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's
Leave
like,
Earth alone, bud.
Don't make me get naked and play my bongo drums now.
no, is if you have like, if the whole what if is like, what if Iron Man is a bag of shit? You
But
know?
how is that gonna? Who wants to watch the What If episode if it's not? Robert
Did you
Downey
see
Jr.?
Brightburn? Brightburn is
You guys
a
are
huge
missing my
what if
point.
with the
Yeah,
new-
no, I get
My
your
point is not. You guys are correct in terms of story. You can tell a
Right.
million stories. What I'm saying is, first of all,
how do you get the audience there?
You're not going to draw from the entire Marvel universe. You're going to draw from the films that have already been made. You're not going to start initially. Okay, but then you also. I refuse to believe you can do What If Spider-Man XYZ and just hire some other motherfucker to be Spider-Man. Or Iron Man or whoever.
I do get your point, because if somebody went like, by the way, we're doing a what if, and we're doing what if Black Panther was from South Africa.
Right.
And white.
Right? Yeah, exactly. They're
I
like,
do not think I would be helping you.
You better, I'm not even saying that's a bad premise for an episode. I'm saying you better get the guy who fucking plays Black Panther to do
Chadwick
that.
Boseman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love, by the way, quick side note, the celebrities read mean tweets. Chadwick Boseman's my favorite because it's like, how does the coolest motherfucker on earth get the whitest name in the universe? Because what's whiter than Chadwick Boseman?
Chadwick.
But like, okay, you could do, so for the Iron Man episode, you don't necessarily have to have Robert Downey Jr. because anybody that's vaguely familiar with the Marvel Universe knows that the new Iron Man is the young black chick. Or that there's an alternate universe where Tony Stark dies young and Gwyneth Paltrow or fucking Pepper Potts it takes over the Iron Mantle. So you could do one of those. Like, it'd be much easier to get
That's
Gwyneth
what I'm saying.
Paltrow because what is she doing right now?
Plus,
I think we're saying the same thing. If you're going to do the What If Iron Man episode,
Yeah.
you got to call Gwyneth Paltrow.
well,
Or,
plus you
or
can.
whoever.
Disney has licensed.
Favreau.
Yeah.
You know, one of those guys.
But like Disney has license to his face though, so you can do a lot of things of like showing fucking Tony Stark.
So he's not even like the main character. in the
yeah,
episode.
exactly.
Yeah.
You
It's
know.
just footage of him from Spider-Man 2 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Well, like I think if you, especially if you went with another Iron Man, so like I can't remember the young black girl's name, but she's like the new.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
She's like the smartest character in the
Riri
entire Marvel
Williams.
universe, huh?
Riri Williams.
Yeah,
That's
she's
her
like
name.
smarter than Reed Richards, than fucking Panther, than Shuri, than all of them, and like you could just have Gwyneth Paltrow or Jon Favreau being like happy, trying to like help her along, and then like she sees a video of Tony Stark, so you could literally be like, hey, Robert Downey Jr., just read this fucking 30-second clip, and then we'll get your face. Don't worry about it. We just need you to read this for us over the
By
phone.
the way, ladies, at least 2 of us are single. I'm sure this ain't you.
Isn't that shocking?
Right now, right?
Well,
Girls
the
right.
saddest thing about that,
And fellas, I don't know about James.
I mean, occasionally I touch a boob every couple of months. It's mine, but
I'm attached, and I don't know. I'm probably a lot worse of a comic book sad guy than you guys are. I mean, you guys clearly know what you're talking about. But
you're not rookies.
the number of times this guy has called me and been like, what the fuck's going on with Wonder Woman? And my immediate, well, let me explain. You see, in the most recent Greg Rucka run.
Speaking of which, completely off topic from what we've been talking about, but I'm fucking sick of seeing Harley Quinn and everything.
Is that making you
She's been in
miserable?
one thing.
No, she's been...
Movie-wise.
Movie-wise, yeah, but like, in the fucking, like, all over the animated verse, like, her character keeps on popping up. They're doing a whole thing called the, like, Quinn-verse or whatever, where it's just an animated show focused around her. And I have no problem with the concept of the character. I just hate how much it's like... stop oversaturating this character. Show me Tarantula. Show me like any other female
Never
in
show me
this.
Tarantula. Don't like spiders.
I'm gonna introduce a concept to you that may be a little uncomfortable, a little unfamiliar. Don't watch it.
Oh my god! Wait, hold on.
Okay.
How do you do this? Say it again.
There was a movie that came out called Man of Steel. I am a huge Superman fan. I am a DC kid. I've been reading DC almost nonstop for 30 plus years. I never saw this movie called Man of Steel because I heard it was a giant piece of shit.
Best movie that Marvel has put or DC has put out that I haven't seen a lot of the movies because most of them are trash.
Shazam is awesome. Have you seen Shazam?
I heard Shazam was good. I was looking forward to that. I heard
Aquaman's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I've heard 50-50 on it. Like it wasn't a great story, but it was a.
You
fun
have to
movie.
kind of accept that Aquaman is trying to be corny. If you go into it thinking this is intentional, it's great. It's serious, and I think it is. Like the director has done multiple interviews where he's like, I was going for a Flash Gordon thing, and you know.
Well, see, I went into fucking Suicide Squad.
I didn't even see that. I goddamned loved the Suicide Squad. That was one of my first comics when I was like 13 years old. Hear me out.
Then don't watch the movie.
Every time Amanda Waller was done in like live action media, they always hired Sexy Girl. And that's not who Amanda Waller is. Amanda Waller is a big fat black bitch who gets some shit done. And when I saw, what's her name? Viola is her
Viola Davis.
She's not fat, but they kind of fat her up, and she's not pretty, and she's got a bad
She's very
haircut.
stern.
And I went, holy Christ, that's like that made me want to see it. Because I like Amanda Waller more than I like Deadshot. That's how much of a Suicide Squad guy I am.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
But I've never heard a positive thing about it. Never saw it.
I will say. Go ahead.
So, no, actually, you know what? You go ahead because I was just gonna make a lame joke of. So you're telling me I don't have to.
Yes. So the Harley Quinn thing that's out. Just don't watch it.
I'm not entirely understanding the
Yeah,
words that are going out of your
watch
mouth.
what?
When it's on, you don't have to be there to.
You might have to leave your
experience it.
apartment in time.
Right.
See, I feel like in
So,
spirit, I understand what you're
let me
getting
give you
at,
let me
but-
give you an example. If you're one of those guys who's been reading X-Men nonstop since you were 12 and you've hated the X-Men comics for 15 years, you could just not read X-Men anymore.
Okay, see,
You know what I'm saying?
that's where you keep on losing.
That's such a foreign concept of not liking the X-Men.
Right? Because I go, you consume all the media,
Right.
Whether or not you like it.
right? So that way you know what's good and
How do
what's
you not bitch about it if you've never consumed it?
Thank you. This is a man who. This is why I say the yang to my yang. Like, this is.
I like to not be upset. That's kind of one of the things that I do in life. Is I go like,
No,
oh, this guy doesn't have to read comics he don't like. I see what it is.
Yeah, you can walk around being all happy and shit. Oh, suck a motherfucker. So anyway, back to Suicide Squad.
I was actually gonna translate that into Shaft because we're just using some motherfucker. Like, yeah, that was a no.
Move on.
That was a.
See, I actually do want to see that one.
Nope.
Did it even come out? I don't know.
It came out.
It is.
Look, the
Did it
remake
come
with
out?
Samuel L. Of course, I saw it multiple times. Was never any happier the more I watched it, and I refused. It's like
I was never that into the original Shaft movie.
See, I liked. Here's the thing. If you,
Hey, I'm a Dolomite guy. Don't
Yeah.
talk to me.
I'll
I
give
can quote fucking Human Tornado.
all right, you cool. You
Bitch, you don't think I did that? Let's see it
Oh, you don't think that was me, huh? Check out this good shit.
When the Superfly.
Is that the one where you have to get into a bitch's mind? Anyone can control a bitch's body. Was that Superfly?
Yeah. And then they came out with the remake, and I was like, no, thank you. It's
I
hard
didn't know there was a remake.
You can't remake movies like Shaft and Superfly and Dolomite nowadays because
they don't transition.
And when people go to a theater and they're like, hey, that dude just smacked that woman for asking if he was going to ever call her after he just had raw sex with her. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's in one of the first Shaft movies she's like, baby, I love you, or something like that, and he just looks at her, sorry about dropping everything, and he just looks at her and goes like, bitch, shut up, and slaps the shit out of her, and the whole crowd was like, yeah, Shaft! Like, you can't do that nowadays.
I will say this. One of my favorite things from the Shaft remake, though, was Peebles.
I don't remember him being in it.
What the fuck was his name? He's the dude. He was in The Longest Yard. He plays some
Mario
sort of
or Melvin? Because Melvin's the
no, not Van Peebles.
No.
He's
in the
a
remake.
Hispanic actor.
I don't remember a frame of the remake.
Okay,
Peebles is the name of the character in the movie.
Okay.
The actor's name is
I don't know his
basically
name.
whenever you need a fucking Hispanic badass, he's been like the go-to over Danny Trejo, like for youth-wise over the last like 10 years or so.
So I will say this: there is no more badass scene in that movie than when he comes out into the street with a fucking ice pick and starts shouting out the Shaft, "You want me?" And he starts stabbing himself in the chest, going like, "Fucking come get me!" And it's like
Shaft killed his brother, and to like show Shaft that he will do whatever it takes to get to him.
Right.
He's stabbing himself, just like let's fucking do it.
and that's a moment where I go like, oh, okay, you won. I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, like at that point, like if I was Shaft, I just went like cool and shot myself. Like let's just get this over with. Boom, like we're done.
You know, they say I'm one bad motherfucker, but I will not stab myself in the ass. No, here's what you do. You can't remake them, but what you can do is you can do Badass, which was a biopic about Melvin. You can do the Eddie Murphy movie that's coming out on Netflix called Dolomite Is My Name, which is a biopic about Rudy Ray Moore. That's what you can do. Yeah, well, I'm all for that shit.
But my whole thing is, I've always said when it comes to like reboots, remakes, and all that things, I go, don't remake a movie that I love. I know it's not technically it's in that same wheelhouse of like, don't tell me things about a cool character that I already know. I don't need fucking Solo.
To be continued on the next episode of So How About That?